Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. On Friday the 2nd of July, there was a 30-minute Star Citizen calling all devs about game mechanics. The show had Richard Tyrer, who's the director of gameplay. Here's what you need to know about the show. Healing an injury is the next part of actor status that will work with eating, drinking, and temperature. Individual limbs have their own damage pool that combine to reduce global health. Keep getting shot and eventually that global health will hit zero, and so do you. Using a quick fix such as a medipan is going to restore, however they plan to make it so repeated or constant damage will result in a ruined limb, and eventually you will need to seek out the help from a more deliberate service provider. These would be the Apollo, Endeavor, Hope, and eventually hospitals. The damage is defined by tiers, which is 1 is worst and in need of specialized help. Tier 3 will demonstrate to the player negative effects, so you may not be able to aim, or if it's a leg, you may just not be able to walk around. Damage to your limb will slow movement, or if it's very severe, it may force you to the ground, unable to do much more than crawl around. Richard also used the example of dehydration, which would be a general gradual loss of actor performance, to include blurred vision, slower reaction, or whatever else they decide is appropriate. The player will be shown in the HUD and overlay through a graphic to tell you what the status of your body is, so then you can decide whether or not you want to keep going or perhaps to shut it down, cut your losses, and seek help. Hospitals are rated as a Tier 1 facility, and conveniently, Tier 1 and lower can be addressed there. Tier 2 would be your Carrick or 890 Jump Medbay, and Tier 3 would be the Cuddy Red. It wasn't mentioned, but I would like to refresh your memory that the Apollo is modular by design as part of its concept, and the player will be able to choose what tier they plan to offer when it's configured. Moving on. Richard then confirmed that there are various levels of handheld healing, from a Medipen to the Grey Cat hand tool and to the more dedicated and specific gear. These equipables will operate like any other mechanic, where the more deliberate tool will have a more deliberate effectiveness, and in this case, also the ability to perform a medical scan. This is horrible to say. When a player takes too much equal to their hit point pool, they're put into a down state, and they're unconscious, and the plan is that you have about 2 hours in this state before you die. You can elect to tap out and respawn, or you can wait for help to arrive. Richard then said in the case of severe trauma, which would exceed double to your hit point pool, for example being hit with a capital ship railgun while in EVA, that's it, you're dead with no such option to wait for help. Expanding on the proposed mechanics, he said that medpens and hand tools deal with the symptoms but don't restore the injury. You can carry on the mission, but there's no magic here. You're still injured and you will still need to have that addressed. Blood drug level is how they plan to prevent us from simply overdosing on meds. This will drop over time and will be visible to the player. Dying will cause the player to lose their inventory, which is incentive to fight a bit more to get medical assistance versus just tapping out and respawning all the time. If you die away from a landing zone, your gear will persist where you died. If you die near a landing zone, you're going to respawn with your gear. All of this works with the established respawn mechanics, where you can choose your respawn hospital. Tier 2 will allow for respawn, but the change here is that Tier 3 will not offer respawn, so the Cuddy Red becomes nothing more than an ambulance. To be fair, most of this won't come as a shock to many, as we knew that we had the building block placeholders. FPS radar, hacking, and inventory were next. Inventory is meant to be a very easy system that'll let you carry the gear where you need it, but you must have it to use it. The Asset Manager app will be added to the MobiGlass and will help you to visualize where all of your gear is stored globally. FPS Radar and Scanning are built similar to ship scanning mechanics, just smaller and less powerful. This will also include the active scan, revealing details. They still operate EM infrared cross-section, but FPS Radar will incorporate sound as well. Scanning is limited by signal noise, where high ambient noise will compromise your ability to scan. A ping will alert others instantly that they've been detected, but it will also reveal the ping origin. Hacking is evolving. Repairing computer systems is going to become a legit game mechanic, and hacking will be similar, but with an illegal keycard. Opening doors, adjusting power, dropping shields, killing security, the full range of options are possible, and this is going to be explored by the developers. 3.15 may have some of these features. Jared said that they're going to be covering all of this in greater detail as we get closer to the release. That's it. Crush down, short and sweet. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.